Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft story time. So, first things first, on this beautiful Sunday, I hope everyone had an incredible Thanksgiving. Can I be honest for a second? We're going to get into it pretty much instantly here. We're going to get into this. I don't want anyone to come after me when I say this, but Thanksgiving food doesn't matter how good you cook it. Don't hit me with, oh, it depends on who the chef is. Don't do all that, because my mom is an incredible cook. But Thanksgiving food has kind of like always been a little mid to me, bro. It's always been a little wackadoodles. And I don't know if that's just only me, but like turkey, it's okay. Like no matter how you season it, I've seen people deep fat fry a turkey. Now you got my attention. But aside from that, I think I might pass on all that. Um, Turkey's kind of mid. I do like ham. I will say that I do like ham. Ham is pretty good. Ham is good. Cranberry sauce is iffy. Be careful, bro. It depends on. My mom makes it a little differently than like the cranberry sauce you can buy from a can because that's the one that I grew up eating. But my mom decided one day to like, no, I'm gonna chef this thing up and do it a little differently. And it's incredible when she does it. But I can only eat my mom's cranberry sauce now. I can't eat other kinds of cranberry sauce. And that's what sucks about having a mom who's like extremely good at cooking. Like my mom used to do catering and all that, so she's really good at cooking. And the sucky part about that is no matter whose house you go to, the food just doesn't hit because it's not my mama's cooking. Even my last two girlfriends, they were like, oh, let me cook for you. I said, okay, bet. Like, I appreciate that. And it didn't hit. It didn't hit. And I was like, damn. So, to start this episode off, Thanksgiving, mid. It's a mid holiday. Let's be honest. It's a mid holiday. Because I'm going to, look, I hate to be that guy, the social justice warrior, right? I hate to be that dude. However, we're kind of celebrating the complete genocide of an entire race. Let's just be fair. We're completely celebrating how this race was wiped off the earth, right? And can I get into that for a second? Actually, that my mind now goes there. Can I get into that for a second? Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? You know what I mean? Like, back at that time period, Europeans came over to America, planted a flag down, said, hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for showing us medicine. Thank you for showing us how to farm and how to grow crops. Thank you for all of that. But now we low-key have to wipe out your entire people. That is wild. And we turn that into a holiday. I think about those things sometimes. For example, Columbus Day. Dude is a national hero. Christopher Columbus came here, discovered America, and we already have evidence that he didn't do that. But Columbus Day is still a federal holiday, and we already have evidence that this man didn't do that. So it's just wild to me, bro. It's wild to me. Hold on a second here. What is going? My phone is ringing. All right, sorry about that. I need to remember to start turning on the do not disturb button when I start recording. That was my big bubby, my big brother. He was letting me know about a cool time he had. Anyway, what was I even talking about actually? Oh, that's right. I saw my Columbus Day. So when you think about the holidays that we have, they're kind of wild, right? Like, Christopher Columbus never discovered America. I hate to pull the wool over your eyes at whatever age you are, but a simple Google search, the dude never made it. He went on 3 voyages and they all went to the Caribbean. They, like, literally never. It looked to the West Indies. And they never came to America a single time. Some unnamed guy is the one who actually discovered America. But if you want to be, like, honest, like, shouldn't that not even be a thing? Like when America was discovered, If there were people already here, it was already discovered, right? Like that doesn't. Why is our holiday the day that the Europeans discovered America? People were already here. People already came here and showed up. They already discovered it. Why do we have a holiday that's when they discovered it? Isn't that a bit odd? And also, if you actually read into the story of Christopher Columbus, this dude went down to the West Indies and treated the women in the West Indies so badly that his own crew locked him up and sent him back to Europe to strip him of his title to sail. Like, are we dead serious, bro? Look it up. Like, if you don't believe me, Google it right now. He was that bad that his own people had to lock him up and send him back to Europe. That is actually insane. So, we have a complete felon for Columbus Day. George Washington was also a felon. He was like the lowest of the low in Europe, and he was sent here to America. So, like, most of our holidays and presidents are felons. It's just wild to me. I don't even know how I got from food to here. But, oh yeah, because I was talking about holidays. So, Thanksgiving, I gotta be honest with you, given what it stands for, the genocide that happened, I kind of have to put it pretty low on the holiday tier list. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's pretty low. Because why don't we talk about it more, is what I'm saying. Right? What happened during World War II, right? Starts with an H. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Horrible freaking thing. It's like literally the definition of evil in this world is what happened during World War II. It's completely awful. However, the number of the people who passed, right, during World War II because of what was going on in Germany, that number is not even close to the amount of Native Americans who died to give us America. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was in the 10s or 20s of millions. They had to wipe out an entire, think about this for a second. They had to wipe out an entire continent of people to make room for America as we know it today. Literally every single thing, every square inch of this land did not belong to Europeans. It belonged to Native Americans. So they had to wipe out an unbelievable amount of people to make this possible. And I'm shocked that it's the least talked about genocide in history. I know this is a crazy dark topic to start off with, but that's just the first thing that came to mind when I think of Thanksgiving. It's like, what do Native American people think of Thanksgiving? That must be a crazy. And it's insane because, like, during the Thanksgiving parade, right? If you watch that, side rant. It's never been good, right? Like, the Thanksgiving parade has always sucked. Or am I tripping? It's never been good. Thanksgiving parade has never been good. It's always been trash. Why do we keep watching it? I don't understand what's the point of it. Because they bring out a bunch of no-name artists that there was something in my mouth that no one cares about. We bring a bunch of people that no one cares about, right? Let's just be real. This time I did see Shaggy, Mr. Boombastic. I saw him. I saw that chick from the Wicked movies. The black lady. I don't remember what her name is. Cynthia. I don't know what her last name is though. I saw her. Also, you see, like, my mind is just like everywhere, and it freaking sucks. But can we talk about Wicked for a second? Can we do that? Let's talk about Wicked for just 1 second here. There is something demonic going on that set. There is something weird going on there. Okay? There is no reason why Cynthia, Michelle, she's another actor on set, Ariana Grande, that's the main one everyone's been talking about. There is no reason why all of them should weigh a combined total of 25 pounds. There's a problem. And the thing is, you can't talk about it, you can't say anything about it, because people get so defensive and they're like, why are you commenting on Ariana Grande's body? Why are you commenting on her body? Why are you talking about her like that? Why are you in her business? First of all, a lot of us are commenting on her body not out of hate, not to be like, ew, she looks weird. No, it's not out of hatred. It's not out of just trying to poke fun and make fun of somebody. A lot of us are genuinely concerned. Like, it's reached the point of concerning. Because you're not going to look at me, listen, let's be honest for a second. You are not going to look at me and tell me right now to my face that any of them look healthy. You are not going to look at me and tell me that. Don't lie to my face like that. They're not. They are not healthy. It is not healthy to see your collarbones and rib cage and all that protruding out of your, like, it looks like it's coming out of your skin. It's not healthy. There's a problem. There's something going on, and it's a problem. And people are speaking up out of concern. They're not speaking up out of, like, making fun of any of those people. It's out of genuine concern, because you pull up a picture of Ariana Grande 5 years ago, and then you pull up a picture of Cynthia 5 years ago, and the other actor 5 years ago, and it is a night and day concerning difference. There is something going on that set. I'm telling you right now, something isn't right. Something ain't right. And I'm not one for, like, the conspiracy theories. Like, I'm not a huge conspiracy theory guy. I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, there is something's not really adding up. Like, I don't know what to say about that. All I know is there's a problem. That's it. That's it. So, moving on from that, right? What was I was talking about the Thanksgiving parade. That thing sucks. The Thanksgiving parade is so lame. I feel like people just throw it on for background noise, like, during Thanksgiving, because it's a bunch of no-name singers and sets, and I saw K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, this is the next rant. We're all over the place today. This is the next rant, okay? K-pop Demon Hunters. It was a good movie. Do not get me wrong. Don't think I'm just here to hate. K-pop Demon Hunters was a good movie. I loved it. I actually really enjoyed watching that movie. The music was good. Animation was good. The story felt a tiny bit rushed, but it was good. However, was it most viewed movie of all time on Netflix good? No. You know what I mean? It is an incredible movie. But is it Grammy nominated? Actually, did they actually win the Grammy, or just were they nominated? Anyway, is it Grammy nominated good, though? I mean, I don't think it was all that. I don't think it was all that. I loved the movie. I sat down and said, I don't have literally anything to watch. I need something to watch. Why not throw this on? Let's see what it's about. A lot of people on TikTok are talking about it. Let's just see what's going on. And I loved it. I was locked in. Like, yo, this is actually really entertaining. The music is amazing. But the hype that it's getting was a bit out of control. That's all I'm saying. The hype was a bit out of control. I don't think it's that good. I think it's great. But I don't think it's like, I mean, like, if you speak to the people on TikTok, they're acting like this is an Oscar-worthy movie. And I just don't think it was all that. I just don't think it was all that. I think other animated movies are a bit better. Nothing by Illumination. Let's be honest, dude. Nothing by Illumination. I cannot stand the Minion movies. They suck. They are literally just like nothing burgers, right? And Despicable Me I think that's a good movie, but only 1 and 2. 3 and 4 were just like, what is happening? Like, it was like, I think a lot of Illumination's movies, not Migration. Migration, if you ever watch it, incredible movie. But I think a lot of Illumination's movies is like pandering to the newer, younger generation of loud equals funny, or like minion equals funny, right? Where it's like no one even knows what they're saying, and I just I don't know. It wasn't for me. That's all. I think we should say that it wasn't for me. Speaking of movies, dog, I have not seen, even though I just like completely shit on the Wicked movie and their cast. I have not seen the movie. I'm not a huge musical person. I know a lot of people love musicals and they love that type of stuff. It wasn't for me. Like, for example, Hamilton, like that whole tour, it wasn't for me. I watched it one time and I was like, okay, this is cool. But like, for me, it wasn't like crazy. So I'm not a huge musical guy. The only musical that I actually really liked and like sat and watched all the way through was The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman, Zendaya, Zac Efron. That was a good movie, and I enjoyed watching that. But other than that, like musicals don't really just like get me. And I feel like lately no movies have. Like there hasn't been a single movie lately that has just been crushing it. You know what I mean? The only 2 movies that I actually enjoyed recently are what's it called? The Dune Part 1 and 2. The Dune movies were pretty good. I'm not gonna say K-pop Demon Hunters. It was a good movie to just sit down and watch, but it was not like I'm locked in like at the edge of my seat. You know what I mean? Jurassic Park, the newest one that came out with Scarlett Johansson. That one didn't make any sense. Also, yeah, I'm going to talk about it actually. For people who haven't seen it, okay, the new Jurassic Park makes quite literally 0 sense at all. It literally makes no sense because none of the dinosaurs, this is the biggest complaint, right? None of the dinosaurs in that movie were even close to being intimidating, right? In the older Jurassic Park movies, like Jurassic Park 3, which was iconic for me to watch, they were intimidating. Like that Jeep was going like 40, 50 miles an hour, and that T-Rex was chasing it. That was actually like scary, bro. Or the amount of suspense you had when they were in the kitchen area and the Velociraptors were like looking for them. That type of like anxiety, like, or suspense, that just doesn't. Who the hell is texting me? But that doesn't. It doesn't happen anymore. Is what I'm saying. It just doesn't happen. It really doesn't. I don't understand why. Because this one, none of the dinosaurs move more than like. They all move at a snail's pace, and I don't get that. I remember watching that movie in theaters, and I was like, what is the point of this? Like, none of them move faster than, like, I can run. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, they would see the prey. They would see, for example, sorry to jump around here. In this Jurassic Park movie, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, there's a random family, not skilled, by the way, a random family that was, for some reason, taking a boat across the Atlantic. Why? No one knows why, but he was doing it for like a graduation party. I don't know. That already logically threw me off, and the whole movie didn't make sense to me because of that. So, and there's a lot of stupid things that happen in that movie. I can make a whole video just going through the amount of things that don't make sense. But we get to that. They take a trip. They end up on this island with a bunch of mercenaries, which is Scarlett Johansson's team. But a dinosaur will find its way to 3, 4 humans a good meal, and the T-Rex itself was slowly walking after the humans. Why? This thing is it's a freaking T-Rex, bro. It's not gonna sit there and walk towards you to create suspense. It's going to try to kill you and eat you real quick and get a good meal. So it didn't make any sense. Anyway, on to other topics. I don't really know what to make this video about. We're already 20 minutes in, and I don't know what to make the video about. I was just gonna talk about holidays. That's literally all I had in my mind for today was holidays, because if we had to do a holiday tier list, okay, personally, and I'm gonna say personally, I think Thanksgiving should be near the bottom. That's just me. I think Thanksgiving is bottom tier. The food is not that good. We have no Thanksgiving music. Like, we have nothing. And it's just like, I mean, the turkey is cool, but we can all agree that stuffing is way better. Macaroni and cheese is 1,000 times better. Don't you dare hit me with but let me tell you something. Don't you ever hit me with mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving unless it's loaded. All right? When my mother makes mashed potatoes, all right? When she makes mashed potatoes, she loads it up. I'm talking like, you get that scoop of mashed potatoes and there's green onions in there, there's bacon in there, there's cheese in there. Everything is in there. Fully seasoned. It bothers me when I see someone drop drop a spoon. It looks like you take like an ice cream spoon, and they take an ice cream scoop of mashed potatoes and drop it on your plate. And you don't even see, it's just all white. You don't see a single speck of seasoning in there. And it genuinely bothers me. Here's the thing. My mom is Korean. Korean? Are you serious? My mom is Caribbean, not Korean. My mom's Caribbean. My dad's black. So it's like, we come from a house of seasoning, big dog. That's just, I'm just going to give it to you like that. We come from a house of seasoning. So spending the holiday at someone else's house is really difficult to do. It's really, really difficult to do. We all know what the best holiday is, right, though? You know what I mean? No contest. Don't even try. Don't even try to argue with me on this. The best holiday... Did you hear my voice crack? Ew. The best holiday, without a shadow of the doubt, is Christmas. You cannot get better than Christmas. The music is peak. You get gifts, Christmas cookies, all the scented candles like pine tree candles, Christmas tree candles, Christmas cookie like sugar cookie candles. It literally doesn't get better than that. And it's snowing outside. You're hanging Christmas lights. You get to decorate the tree with Nat King Cole playing in the background. It literally, the atmosphere, everything about Christmas I just love. And let me tell you something. When I get a house, okay, when I actually have the finances to buy a home, Christmas is going to be year round. You're going to hate me. Because every time I make a video, you're going to hear Christmas music in the background. Christmas is year round. I'm not taking those trees down. I'm going to get fake trees, and I'm keeping that up all year. How do you guys feel about fake trees? Are you guys against fake trees? Because a lot of people are, but why do I want a tree that that's literally dead and stuff is falling off of it, when I can get a tree that looks great all year and I can just leave it up? I'm leaving mine up. I know that's for sure. But why get a fake tree when you can get one that's good? Why kill trees? I'm glad we're moving towards fake trees, because we're just killing trees for no reason. So I like fake trees better. Right here we have 5 or 6 fake trees. because my mom goes nuts for Christmas ornaments. So we have like 5 trees, and it doesn't get better than that, bro. It really, really doesn't. Christmas, S tier, top of the list. Can't get better than that. That's just keeping it a double cheeseburger with you, okay? Thanksgiving, F tier, bottom of the list. I know this makes a lot of people upset, but bottom of the list. Also, other people that kind of piss me off, people who refer to their birthday as a holiday. I don't like that. That makes me a little upset, okay? Also, federal holidays. How come people who work in the bank, right? How come they get every single federal holiday off? Big dog, the only holidays I get off during the year is Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's it. Why do y'all get every single holiday off? New Year's I get, right? Martin Luther King Day. I feel like a lot more people should have time off for Martin Luther King Day. That's just me. President's Day, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day. You know what's wild, actually? Check this out, and I have this pulled up on my phone. Monday, 14th of October was Columbus Day. Do you not see how crazy it is that Columbus Day is also / Indigenous People Day? Is that not insane? Like, what? Pairing those two together is wicked, bro. That is wicked considering what he's done. You're putting... I hate to be the one to say this, but I can't say their name because it's going to make YouTube upset. But that's like making that dude from Germany, you know who I'm talking about, World War II. That's like putting his name like on the same holiday as a Jewish holiday. Like, that is insane to do, to put Columbus Day right next to an indigenous, on the same day as Indigenous holiday. That is, oh boy, that is wild. They get Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Can I ask you a question? And this is going to make a lot of people upset, maybe. Why does everyone get off on Veterans Day? I feel like only veterans should get off, no? Like, am I tweaking? I feel like that shouldn't be a national holiday that everyone just gets off. I mean, actually, we don't even get that off. It's only federal workers. So, I feel like veterans should get that day off. Not people who aren't veterans. I'm just going to be honest with you. But, and check this out. Christmas Eve is also considered a federal holiday. That's wild to me, bro. That is wild. It really is. Also, is it me or like, did Easter not happen this year and last year? I feel like I haven't heard or even seen anyone celebrate Easter in a couple years. And it's wild to me. So, I'm going to segue real quick, right, into a couple work stories, because I know I just rambled for literally 30 minutes, but let me, actually get to some bread and butter here. Work has been a little buns, okay? Because you know how you're snuggled up in a blanket right now, chilling, got the heat on maybe, you're in a warm house, cozy, maybe you even got a fire going, who knows? Big dog, with all this cold, I have been outside working in this cold, and it hasn't been fun. I haven't been enjoying it. So I've talked about this before, but I'm an electrician, and we have this thing called ground rods, right? Your house needs to be grounded. If your house gets struck by lightning, a power surge happens, a ground rod, which is just a huge copper rod, goes into the ground, and it takes all that extra energy, all that extra voltage that's going through your house, it takes that and it goes right into the ground and disperses into the earth. the first thing that electric always looks for is the quickest way to the ground. Every single time. That's how electric works. It finds the quickest way to the earth. So, congratulations, you learned something. So, let's say I am wearing insulated shoes and I grab a live wire that's flowing with the electricity, right? I can grab that wire and put it in my mouth, pause, and nothing will happen to me if I have completely rubber insulated boots on and standing on top of an insulated ladder. We're literally good. I can put that thing in my mouth. Yo, we need to relax. We need to relax. I can grab it with my hand, and that live wire will not shock me at all. Even though a live wire from the street can literally blow your arm off. Here's what happens. If I grab that thing and I'm completely insulated, I'm fine. I'm fine. However, if I'm touching anything that's grounded, and I'm like, let's say I grab the live wire and my feet are on the ground, and I'm grounded, right? My heart would literally explode because the electric would run through my body into the ground. It would literally just treat you like a conductor. That's what electric does. It's just treating you the same way it treats a copper wire. It will just treat you like a conductor. Because, in case you didn't know this, the human body is mostly water, which is an extremely good conductor. So you're cooked, bro. You're literally cooked. So that's the way electric works. And guess what we have to put in a 10-foot ground rod? This copper wire is maybe an inch thick, right? Has an inch circumference. And it is just 10 feet out of the ground. We have to take a mallet or a sledgehammer and literally wail on this thing until it's in the ground, until only like an inch, maybe half an inch of the ground rod is sticking out of the ground. That's what we have to do. We have to wail on this thing for hours until this thing is in the ground. So you got to get past all the soil, you got to get past clay, past rock, you got to find the right way to get 10 feet underground with this thing. And we did that last week. We were working for this amazing guy who just built himself a new garage. And he needed that thing grounded, obviously. We need to get power to that thing as well, so we had to run that. But he needed it grounded. It was pouring rain last week, and I was like, bro, as soon as I saw ground rod like on the list of what to do that day, I was like, yup, this is gonna be one of those days. So I got 2 jackets on. We're getting absolutely soaked, bro. We're getting soaked out in the rain, in the mud, putting this ground rod in, hammering away with a mallet, and then I take a long sledgehammer and I'm just wailing on this thing to get it into the ground. Oh my god, it was awful, bro. And you know what's even worse? When you miss. Because this thing is not that big. This thing has like a 1-inch circumference. That's how thick it is. That's it. And it's a rod. So you gotta keep wailing on it, hitting it correctly, putting all your force into it. It took us about 4 hours to get that thing into the ground. And you know what's crazy? Is we're holding a giant copper rod, a giant copper conductor with our bare hands, and it's thunderstorming above us. I'm like, this is the perfect scenario to get like actually killed. Like, this is insane. One of us is getting struck. So we kept hearing thunder, and we're like, dude, damn, we got to keep waiting for these clouds to pass if we can put in this rod. But then an hour had already passed, and this thing ain't in the ground yet. And then we're gonna get in trouble for taking too long. So we're like, damn. I go out there. Homeowner says, instead of that little mallet, I have like a really big, heavy sledgehammer. And I was like, bring that out. Run that up because I'm getting this thing into the ground. So I'm out there in the pouring rain, thunderstorm. I'm out there in the pouring rain, wailing this thing like over the shoulder, putting every ounce of my power into this sledgehammer and getting that thing in there. And it took us quite a while, but we did it. I didn't want to do that, but we did it. Because the funniest thing is, it's like it's a metal rod. It's a giant 10-foot rod. You guys could at least shave one of the ends down to a point and make it sharp, so it's easier to get into the ground and break through. They don't do that. The other end, both ends are just flat. And I'm like, so we're trying to get this dull end into the ground, and it's just gonna take even longer. So you guys could at least help us out on that. But he was an incredible person. Honestly, like one of the best customers we've worked for. He was freaking awesome. We wired up his garage and set all that stuff up. Got up out of there soaking wet. And then after that, we just met some weird characters. I met some weird characters in the past week, right? One thing I will love, though, one thing I do love, so many people have pets. And I'm such a big animal person, so I love that. I love meeting all these dogs. Like, I have videos on my phone, because I love to show my mom just all these dogs I get to meet, and it's freaking awesome, dude. So I met this cool dog, and he was a golden doodle. Golden doodles are freaking amazing. This golden doodle was so freaking cute, bro. I was putting in, like, I was switching an outlet out. So I'm sitting on the ground, crisscross applesauce to get this outlet done. The dog comes over and lays in my lap as I'm putting this outlet in. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is so adorable. And I took a video and sent it to my mom. Like, look at who I got to meet today. A little good boy. He's just a little good guy. He just wants to say hi to his little friend. So he came over to say hi to me and everything. He came over for the occasional sniff every once in a while. Which is also really funny, is when dogs give us the initial sniff test every time we enter a house. Is pretty hilarious. But I'm in Ohio, right? And about an hour, 2 hours from me is this place called Indian Hill. And you can look it up. In Ohio, it's like one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Ohio. And these people have, when I tell you, I got so upset because I pull up, right? I took a video on my phone because he allowed me to. I asked permission. I was like, hey, sir, would you mind if I take a picture of your house? It is unbelievable. Funny enough, he was like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. I was like, hell yeah, dude. So I took a video. When I tell you, the entrance, mind you, the foyer, the entrance to this house was the size of the basement that I'm in right now. Just the entrance to the home was the size of this foyer. And we had to change a massive chandelier. And I was like, yo, wow. So that was pretty cool. And then you get the other end of the spectrum, where you show up to another person's house and it's like it was built in like the 1800s, so nothing is updated. You have to go into a crawl space because they didn't really do attics that well back then. And if you go into the attic from the 1800s, it's full of asbestos, so you're just breathing in poison. So you go into the crawl space. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you have a deck, right, look under it. That's basically a crawl space. It's mud, grass. It's literally just a path under your house for contractors, right? So, and it's called a crawl space because it's so thin, you gotta crawl on your tummy. And as I was crawling in this crawl space, last week, big dog I am crawling over dead, massive wolf spiders. I'm crawling over dead wolf spiders. I'm crawling over a dead possum. I crawled over several snake skins that were shed, which means they're still probably in there. And I'm just like, are you like actually joking? But we had to do that. Because one thing people don't really understand when it comes to electric, congratulations, you got an outlet on your wall. That's awesome. That wire and that power has to come from somewhere. It's not Bluetooth power. That has to come from somewhere, right? And we got to get the wire to there somehow. That's why we have attics and crawl spaces, because we need to get into the wall somehow. So if you have an outlet that you need power to, you want to add an outlet to this room basically. If you're on the second floor, right, and there's an attic above you, we got the attic. We can go up in the attic, drill down in between like the top plate. So you drill through a 2x4 and now you're in the wall itself. Because there is always a couple inches of space behind your drywall. Always, right? Because it's about the size of a stud. Studs are like 2x4s, so there's always a few inches of space behind your drywall. So we pop a hole, we get our drill, we drill a hole into that top plate and come into that 2-inch space with something called a glow rod, right? I'm gonna give you the rundown of how electric works here, of how we do an outlet. So we get this glow rod, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a long rod that's super flexible and bendy, and you tape your wire to the end of it. And it's a glow rod, it glows in the dark. So you tape your wire to it, you send that down the hole that you just drilled, so now the wire is attached to it. You drop it all the way down to the person who cut a hole for an outlet below you. They grab it, pull it all the way through, untape it, pull the wire all the way through. Great. Now you have a wire that goes from the attic to the spot where you need an outlet. That's basically how it works. And now if you want to add another outlet a couple feet down, you come out of that outlet, and how we do that is we run a jumper. And a jumper is a wire, you send another wire down, and that second wire goes to the next outlet. So main power is coming in, another wire is coming out of that outlet to the next outlet, carrying power over. So you're just literally carrying power over. It's like it's a little chain action. And that's literally all you do. But yeah, last week I was out in the weather just all day, and it's getting tough because during this time, right, if you ask any electrician, any contractor really, winter time is the slowest time. All right, nobody wants to get electrical work done. No one cares to get electrical work done, right? No one's trying to do all that. No one's trying to spend all that money because Thanksgiving is coming, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas. No one is trying to spend that much money, and electrical work is pretty expensive. So we get less hours during the holidays. Right now, I have to put every penny I get away so them bills get paid, because next week, I don't know what the hours are looking like, right? So we have to be prepared for that. This coming week, I don't even know what our hours are looking like. Hopefully, get a full check. Don't even know. Hopefully we get one. 44 minutes. I really talked for 44 minutes. Wow. That's wild. I feel like I just sat down, but that's crazy. Anyway, I was gonna say something, and it literally just left my brain. I'm starving, by the way. Like, my stomach is actually killing me. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna keep talking about work stories. So 44 minutes, I can get another work story going. So basically, another thing that happened to me last week right? This lady we met. Let me preface this by saying she was one of the sweetest ladies I have ever met in my life. She was so sweet to us. She was giving us candy and everything. She was so sweet. We put up some lights in her house, and it all looked good, all looked right. And we were supposed to put up a fan as well, but we ended up not doing that because it didn't come with the right parts. So wait. Never mind. We went to the store and found the right part. So we put that up. We put everything up, right? And here was the weird part. I was putting up like I was putting up a fan and then putting up some lights as well. She comes out of nowhere, and first time a customer has ever done this to me, by the way. She pulls up out of nowhere because she was in her kitchen, came out, said, "Hey, smile," and just like wanted a picture of me doing her work. And I was like, okay, like, camera's already on me. You don't got my permission, but like, I guess. So she just walks out, smile, I want to get a picture. Boom. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go back to what I was doing. And then she goes over to my boy, and I just hear him in the other room, and she's like telling him to smile and stuff. We're like, okay. A bit odd, not super weird, but a bit odd because, like, why do you want a picture of me doing work? But anyway, after that, we finish up, do all the work, put everything back where it needs to be, and she comes up and says, "Do you guys want a hug?" And we were like, what? Both of these things are things a customer has never said to me before. It is not only taking a picture of me, but then saying, "Do you guys want a hug?" And me and my friend were like, I was hesitating, right? Because I didn't really want to hug a stranger, but her hands were already up. And I was like, do you know how awkward it's going to be if I like tell her to put her hands down? You know, you know how weird it's going to be if I'm like, "Dog, no, I don't want to hug." So I was like, "Oh, sure. Like, here, come on in, bring it in." And this sweet old lady gave us like a hug and everything. And we were like, okay, we'll see you later. But I don't know. That was a bit weird to me. That was a bit weird. There's also another kind of there's also another type of customer that's always fun to deal with. And those are the ones who have somewhere to go at the least convenient times. Gotta love those kinds of people, right? We're working in your house all day. The moment that, like, 20 minutes before it's time for payment, right? Because we got to collect a check, big dog. We didn't come in here and work for free. So the moment it's time for payment, about 20 minutes beforehand, we're just putting up we literally tell them, "Hey, we're putting up the last few things. We're going to dust this off and clean up real quick, get our material, and then it's time for the worst part, which is paying us." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. We're cleaning up, and these types of customers always got somewhere to go. Always. They would just bounce. Like, literally, "Oh, I got to go to the store real quick," and just leave. And we're like, so we're cleaned up. Now we're just sitting in your living room for like half an hour waiting for you to come back and like actually pay us? But did you think we were just going to leave? Like, we need to get paid. Those are always super fun people. Gotta love those types. And then there's types of customers where the suckiest thing is, like, this is a profession, right? We know what we're doing. So when a customer tells us like something that's obviously not true, right? Like, "Oh, you guys touched this and this just stopped working." Not how voltage works. It's just not how voltage works. So that's not possible. Or like, there are some customers who admit defeat, and like we literally get a phone call and it's like, "I tried to put it in an outlet, now it doesn't work. You guys are the professionals. Please help me." Right? We get some of those sometimes too. Or there was this other customer who did all the hard work for us. He wanted a car charger put in his garage, right? He ran the wire himself, ran the seal tight, which is a super tight rubber seal you put on the wire itself. He ran that all the way to where he wanted the car charger, and then ran it all the way back to the panel. Like, he did all the hard work for us, and was like, the reason I called you guys is I will not go near an electrical panel. Like, I just won't do it. And it's like he was too scared to touch the panel. I was like, dog, I mean, you saved us like hours of work, so I appreciate it, but this is the easiest part, right? Because there's a lot of people who don't F with the panel. They just don't. They don't rock with that kind of thing. They're scared of electricity. I get it, because I am too. Like, I'm an electrician and I still don't mess with electric. If I don't have to touch it, I'm not going to touch it. But the thing is, with a panel, there's 3 things you don't touch, right? There's something called a bus bar, where all the electric, that's where the main power is coming in. Your breakers are clipped onto a metal bar, a bracket behind, like on the panel itself. That thing right there is where all the power is coming through to power all the breakers. All that amperage is coming through that bus bar. Don't touch that. Look behind your breaker. You see that metal silver piece that is clipped onto? Don't touch it. Look off to the side. You see the metal bar with all the screws where the neutrals, and for those who don't know neutrals, where the white wires are all being connected to? Don't touch that. Very bad idea. You're going to get hit. Because the hot, which is the black wire, that's plugged into the breaker, because the breaker sends power through the hot wire all the way to whatever circuit or bedroom or room that is on that circuit. It sends the power there, right? The neutral, which is the white wire, that is the other side. That's bringing all the power back. So you're still getting hit with all the voltage by touching that. Black wire sends the power out. White wire sends the power back. Ground wire goes to its own bar where it grounds the thing, grounds your house. Don't touch those things. Bus bar, neutral bar, don't touch them. Now, there's going to be 2 big old wires, most likely both black, that are coming into the panel. Giant black wires that are just a bunch of aluminum spots. Those drop into the panel. If you touch the knob where those wires come in, you're blowing your arms clean off. Literally. You will blow your arms clean off, or your heart will probably explode, because that is the main power from the street. That's power coming from the city to your home. So if you hit that, you're blowing yourself 10 feet away, literally. And it'll also blow your panel off the freaking wall. So I can understand why some people are scared to touch that. However, they do come with boots now, little rubber boots. And not the boots you're thinking of, but it's rubber covers we put over that so you don't blow yourself away and like disintegrate yourself. So those exist now. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about that. You just don't. So don't be scared of electricity. Please don't. You don't have to be scared of it. The most you're going to get is a very, very light vibration if you're touching the power of an outlet. It'll hurt a little bit. It's going to be a good little, ow! It's going to be one of those. But you're not blowing your arm off by touching it. That is only from the main power line. If you touch that, you're cooked. Literally and figuratively. If you touch it, you're cooked. So, don't do that. I feel like we talked about a lot. We talked about a lot in this episode. I wanted it to be about work stories and holidays, but the whole topic of movies kind of, got me sidetracked. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. All the support is incredible. My last video, dude, was last side rant. It's crazy. YouTube is crazy because you never know how to predict YouTube. Like, I'll post a video, the best performing video on my channel right now. Here, hold on. I have YouTube Studio. I can just check that real quick. The best performing video on my channel as of right now was Stories of an Electrician, which this one is kind of the same. It's 500 views, right? And this video is most likely going to be Stories of an Electrician Part 2 because I did talk about electric a little bit. But I don't know if I'm going to make that the title because I talked about a bunch of other things as well. But anyway, my point was, it's so wild how YouTube works because you'll have one video be a success like that with 500 views. And then you will do the exact same thing. Hashtags everything. And you can go look at my channel right now. The last video I uploaded got 6 views. And I'm like, dog, what? Like, I did everything the same. It's weird. It's weird how YouTube is, but, what can you do? At the end of the day, what can you do? So, I want to say thank you. The amount of support I've gotten from some of you is insane. Like, commenting on my videos, liking my videos. I really, really appreciate that, and I really want to say that. There's one person also. Hold on real quick. Right. Bear with me. All right, don't give up on me yet, soldier. Don't give up on me yet. I gotta find this. But there's one guy I wanted to shout out who's been commenting on. His name is Blaine3-N3I. This individual, big dog, he's been liking and commenting on my videos, and I appreciate that. You're a real one, big dog. I'm just letting you know, I appreciate you, big dog. I hope everything that you want in your life comes to fruition, and I hope you have nothing but successful ventures. I hope you just come up on some real shit. But thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. I want to keep making videos because why not? Like, this is really fun to do. And it's just talking. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And try to have a good week, I guess. It's Sunday, start of the week. Let's try to make it a good one, right? Let's try to have fun with this one. Hopefully the weather eases up a little bit. I live in the Midwest, right? Northern Midwest, Ohio. It's pretty freaking cold here. So, I know if you live in the Midwest, you get what I'm saying. Like, it gets pretty rough up here. So, try to stay warm. Try to stay cozy in these winter months. And, yeah, just be easy. That's all I gotta say.